Careful if you take me, buddy. Oh, rook b1, watch out. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, there was no way he was going to see it. Oh, we just knew it, though. We knew it. There was no way he was going to see it. It looks like I'm defending my rook. Of course, of course. Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Building Repertoires using Chessable. In this series, I take brand new openings that I've never played before, and I'm learning them for the first time ever using Chessable courses specific to each one. So I'm working through the courses, and after you see me play these openings in my blitz games during the series, I'll cross-reference them with the Chessable course to make sure I'm playing the right way and making sure I'm learning and improving for next time. So I hope you guys really enjoy the series, and I hope it gives you an insight into how to study and improve at chess. All right. So, been playing 3-minute games, going to continue with that. Jump into the first game of the day here. Let's get this thing started. All right, so we're going to play d4 and knight c3. As you can see from the screen here, this is our weapon. And after knight c6, I might switch and start playing e4. And I should be interested to see whether this move is even covered in the course. But for now, I'm going to play bishop f4 because this is the setup. Knight b5 is the intention. And it's like, you know, how can you hate on bishop f4? So I'm going to stick with this for the moment. a6 is played, so great job by my opponent there. I think if I play e4 and d5 now, maybe black could play this move. I'm trying to see if that even makes sense. Yeah, I think I'm just going to stick to more normal stuff. Not going to venture into some strange variations. I think e4 is a great move, but I'll keep it more like a formation for now. I wonder if in our Chessable course there's any mention of what to do specifically against that. We'll see. For now, bishop d6, I'm very okay with. I'm going to let that happen. Right? Takes, no problem. No problem for me. Right there. Okay, I like it. I'm actually going to take the time to play, I think, a3 myself here. That's what I'm thinking. Castles. I mean, you always have to give a little moment here to bishop takes h7. Knight g5. Queen comes out. I mean, it's tempting. I'm not going to lie. You guys know I can't refuse it even if it doesn't work. It's a forced move. We have to do it. I'm roped in. I'm pot committed. Check. When that knight's not on f6, there are a lot of new moves possible. Like bishop there and knight g5. Would not be playable at all with knight f6. So, who's familiar with this pattern? Where do the pieces go next? Black has, I would say, 3 main options. 2 main options. 2 bad options and 2 very playable options. Hopefully you guys know how to execute this bishop h7. Yeah, I think king anywhere there, we just play queen h5 and head down here. King h6, you're walking into at least losing a queen, if not worse than that. King g6, we definitely have to bring our queen out to hit the king here with an x-ray. And assuming that this move is going to get played, now we need to hit him with knight e6. That's actually a check. And it hits the queen. So now the king's under pressure. Where does it go? Here? Well, then I can actually move my queen out of this dangerous pin. And then I can win the queen. Okay. Okay. Doesn't go king there. We looked for better. Here, I think we're going to be looking for a lot better. Bishop g5. You can't take the knight. King g6 back. And then we can play bishop takes e7. That's another check. Okay. Bishop g5. Check. He's got to go here. Okay, but now we're hitting every single piece. Remember, this is another check. King here. Okay, well now we can take here. Would have been mate if it was on h7, but here we can actually play queen takes g7 and go for g4 mate. Oof. Okay, we got the white pieces again. You know what that means. Another d4 and another knight c3. Oh, I told you, it's a popular one. They're like, oh, you're doing it, I'm doing it. Oh, you're doing it, I'm doing it. Wait a minute, but you can't do this. You can't, wait, whoa. Everybody blunders this, I tell you. It's like the fried liver on the queen side. Takes an a6, holy smokes. I've never seen, playing it fast like it's theory. What am I looking at here? Jeez Louise, it's tricky stuff here. Takes. I can see that being pretty tricky, actually. What I'm interested in here is not knight c7. Don't get caught in that. You'll actually lose there. I think we're going to go back to c3. Now, he can throw in d4, definitely. And I wonder if he will. But knight c3, we're going to head back and keep our threat. Knight c3. Knight here. Knight takes d5. I think it's possible. Knight c3, a little risky because of d4. Takes. We'll make it work. Knight d4 was also a fine move. Fine move indeed. I think we'll hit this pawn. Great response by my opponent. Energetic, as they say. Let's trade that. Now, if I take here, I get a queen. You also get a queen, but my queen comes back and takes you. It doesn't work. Oh, yeah, he's got to take it back. Okay, now we'll play b3. Not going to let you take, and I'm certainly not going to take you and have this happen to me. So we're still not out of the woods, not at all. Still a very tricky position. He's blocked his bishop with that move, but I can see his intentions of going to d4. So let's see here. We could go bishop e3, bishop g3, knight d4, long castle, bishop f5. And let's make sure we have answers here. I think we have e4. Scary, but we're going to go for it. Okay, more of a measured move there. It's like e3 to control some squares and get our pieces out. He's castling. I'll take the opportunity to castle while I can. No bishop coming to a3 at least for now. This would not be crazy though. Probably just develop, king over. I know it looks scary, but to be honest, it'd be a lot scarier if you had a queen on the board. Again, another high energy move. I think for now, I'm going to take the opportunity to stop that with a piece development rather than responding with h4. If he plays this move, though, maybe to renew the threat, or perhaps this, then I think we need a reaction again. So let's start by taking this. Now, there's no h4 once again, so I think we have time to develop. And we want to play rook d1 and just initiate more trades. I have 4 pawns against 2 here. But it feels like I'm up 2 pawns. But remember, black's got these double pawns here. So the advantage is not that significant yet. Bishop f6. Hey, I mean, another great move. He really wants this h4, and I don't blame him. I don't blame him at all. So I think we're going to go for this, just because the simplified game will be a lot easier for us to play. Takes, takes. Okay, you decided to take there. I guess we could just take it back. We want to trade rooks and just go here. There we go. Takes. I am threatening this pawn. That's a good thing. Either my king was going to be here, or I think my bishop is going to be attacking this. I feel like he got to save this. Okay, he doesn't save it, so let's go take. Yeah, he can go after my pawn as well. Now we're coming back. I'm not sure that this one is going to be a draw. Let's bring our bishop to c4. Ooh, I wish that was made. Let's get a pre-move in here. I'll definitely undouble my pawns. And let's bring the bishop back. Can actually pre-move it. Should be fine. Go ahead and bring that there. We should be okay here. In order to pre-move properly, I'm going to make sure to play a4 and then bishop c4. Now we should have no problem. Because now he doesn't have any pawn moves. He can't trick me with... So all my pre-moves are going to be with checks, so they're very safe. Even if he throws in c4 here, it's not going to work. If he plays bishop takes pawn, then my pre-move will cancel because I won't have that pawn anymore. GG. Really high energy opponent. Right? I mean, like, I thought his recovery after a seemingly terrible opening was fantastic. Got to give him some credit here. Played a full game with a lot of ideas, trapping my bishop, d4 counterattacking my piece when his piece was attacked. These are all very, very good ideas. I mean, look at this. a6. a6. Knight has to come back. I thought he was putting together a pretty damn good game. Definitely a blunder early on, but I think he recovered well. This endgame is interesting. Here, you probably have to save this pawn, and I think black has great drawing chances. But white with 4 on 2 here is certainly the one playing for a win. Okay, we get the black pieces, and we get d4, and bishop to g5 again. Okay, I'll go d5. Knight c3, so not quite a Jobava London here, like the bishop would be on f4. So maybe we can play a little bit more out there. Let's go for a very aggressive move, c5. He's just keeping it simple. I'm going to keep it simple as well. I'm going to take. Okay. Bishop here. Queen b6. May run into this. Let's do this and e6. Again, if he takes, I have an option what to take with. I'm most likely taking that way. Now he's strengthened my center, and he's just given me the 2 bishops. So I can say thank you very much to my opponent. Do I want to take here to open this bishop? Or take the other way and kind of have a pretty flexible center. Honestly, it's a pretty tough choice here. Both look like decent options. I'm going to go here. It looks a little more energetic. We can make a couple threats here. on the pawns. In fact, he's not even going to defend that one. I got to go greedy here and just take it. Oh, man. Bishop c2, queen c1. I don't think I can be going for that just yet. I think we got to do this. Careful if you take me, buddy. Rook b1. Watch out. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, there was no way he was going to see it. Oh, we just knew it, though. We knew it. There was no way he was going to see it. It looks like I'm defending my rook. Of course, of course. It wasn't his fault. It wasn't his fault. There was no way that he was going to see that. That is way too far away. That's full board vision. You haven't unlocked that at 1200. Absolutely not. All right, e4. Here we go. This is in our repertoire. e4, e5, and oh, we got a dirty Vienna player. Dirty Vienna player alert. He's salivating to play. Oh my god, he can't wait to play the move f4. He's so excited. Exactly, Gob. Speaking of incurable diseases, here we have a Vienna player. Okay, he takes. We're going to proceed with knight takes pawn, of course. It's amazing how many people, after this, just take the knight. Why do they all take the knight? How do you not know more than 4 moves in your variation? It's like these guys only study what happens after takes. They're frothing at the mouth. Jeez Louise. Vienna players have no idea what they're doing. And e2, very fair move. So I think I can just go after the e5 pawn. I'm not exactly sure what my opponent can do to stop me. Now I have to make sure I'm also accounting for their idea, which is to go take my pawn. So let's say knight c6, the most obvious move to hit this. I'm assuming that my opponent's going to play either this or this. Knight c3 would be maybe a little bit better. Not really, though. We're just heading over and taking that pawn. Knight g3, we have queen h4 to both pin the knight and hit the pawn. But okay, then maybe queen e2. I don't know. It all looks rough. It really does. Still trying to, like, just make sure we pick the best path forward. We could go here and here. I'll choose queen d5. I think it's the most direct. d4 can be played, but I think knight c6 and queen h4, he had very high chance of going wrong, like just blundering. But yeah, d4, definitely the right move. Definitely the right move by my opponent. And I say the right move because I'm not sure that it's actually the best idea for me to take there. I think I can put more pressure on the position by doing this. Like if I go here, I don't know, the pieces start developing quickly. This looks actually a little bit easier. Knight c6, we can get our bishop out immediately. Let's say here, knight b4 also with knight c2 as a threat. Looking pretty juicy. Let's just start with a simple threat. Castles renews the threat. So I'm just going to focus on one move attacks for the moment. And I believe we can take, and I believe we can take. This move can happen. run away. Knight c2 is a threat. Okay, so he castles. Our pawn is hit. I think bishop c5 is the best way to start. Big threat, so he'll definitely move his king. And he chooses a great square, by the way. Let's support this pawn for the moment. Maybe bring our king in here. So yeah, we can actually take this. Doesn't look like it, but that backwards bishop move. Okay, bring our king in and bring our rook back. So we're actually up 2 pawns pretty comfortably here. Let's reroute our bishop. What I'd like to do actually is maybe put our bishop on g3. I know that's like a long shot, but okay. We're going all in, folks. I wish I could mate him, but not quite. We have to earn it. GG to B Kovac. Okay, we've got the white pieces, and so you know how we're going to start. D4 and knight C3, and by getting the move G6, I think this is an indication that we're switching over to this kind of stuff. So we'll just go here, and we'll play a pretty normal looking Pierce. Rook E8. Anyone have an idea what this guy's up to? I think I know. It becomes slightly more tempting to go E5 in moments like this. That's for sure. Still, I'm not sure it's entirely evident. I'm not sure that's actually the way. Looks very tempting, so I'm probably not going to refuse, but definitely feels like maybe this is a little much. Let's take with the rook. This pawn becomes a nice little target for me with knight to d5. Knight b5, knight a6 holds things together. e6 is tempting, but then I don't have knight there, so I think I want to play this while I have the chance. Knight takes c7. I'm hitting both rooks. And remember, knight a6, I can take it. So, rook e8, I think telegraphed things a little bit too much. You can take with check, but that won't really help your cause. Rook also can't go to d8. So, I think we'll actually start by taking this, just so it doesn't pop into these squares, make its own threats. And instead of taking that, I was thinking of taking here and maybe simplifying a little bit more. Bishop g4, f3, and you could get a pawn out of it, but it would simplify a lot. Okay. We want to just give that pawn up. Let's go here. Yeah, we only have an extra rook. We really got to focus here. Takes, rook d1, habits. There we go. bishop g5. If f6, we can take this. Not going to blunder a mate there, are we? h6. So our escape square is the opposite color of the bishop. If we had played g3 instead, the bishop will get on this diagonal, and it's as if we don't have an escape square. Like, you want it to be the opposite color of your opponent's bishop every single time. Here we'll take on e7. Here we'll take on e7. Here we'll take on e7. There's going to be a rook takes b2 move. Right? We want to get this move, so maybe we just kind of bait it. This looks like a pretty inviting move. Ooh, wants to play here. Wants to play there. Maybe we can prevent it so that he'll shuffle over this way. We need him to come up with the idea to hit our bishop and pawn. If he doesn't come up with it, then, like, if I go here, yeah, it could work, but it'll definitely be more successful if he comes up with the plan. Or, I mean, I'm a simple guy. Oh, shoot, my pawn. Yeah. No, I just, we had to let him come up with the idea. Once he found it, it was all good. We just had to let him find it. It took him a while, but he found the blunder. Just had to leave it there for him. Of course he would man. And remember, when our bishop's attacked, we don't go to c3 and check the king and defend our pawn. No. We go back to e1, of course. Oh, we blunder. Oh, terrible. Terrible. He made it there eventually. He found it. I know the blunders you're going to make before you even think of making them. Before we're even there. I know what you guys are going to do. All you 1200s. Y'all think alike. We sent him off the server. GG. Ouch. He fell for the old bait ski. So it is e4, e6, knight f3, bishop g7, bishop e2, castle, and rook e8. Yeah, not even on the list because probably it's a bit suspicious. e5 looked too tempting to refuse, so I had to do it. I think that other moves are, if we continued how we normally play in all the other variations, I would go rook e1, h3, bishop e3, and as soon as these moves get played, a4. e5 is definitely a little bit hasty here, but I thought it was probably going to throw him off, So easy to do exactly what he did, which is allow knight d5. Now black is in serious trouble. Okay, e4, you guys know it's time for e5. Let's see if we can remember things here. Knight c6 we want. c3. So on c3, we want to go knight f6. Hit this pawn. I will take it. And after this, I'll play the enterprising bishop c5. Saying, hey, take my knight. Now, I'm sure that we won't get the exact top moves here. I'm sure. Ooh, bishop e3. That doesn't look like the right move there. I think we'll be happy to exchange that. He said, anyone who's playing this and hanging a knight, you scare me, and I don't blame him. So let's take... Now, our knight truly is under attack. I don't think we can finesse this somehow. But white's pawn structure is ruined, so... Knight e7, knight e5, d6, queen a4. That's kind of the main trick in this whole opening, so we do have to be careful of that. I can do this and then just castle, though. But I can also go to b8 and then meet this with like queen h4. So I feel like I'm a little bit more attracted to this. Hard to say. It all does look pretty good. But I'm going to go back here, perhaps against my better judgment, because I think d6 knight here, even if I lose this pawn back, I think that's where I want to put my pieces. So we can go queen g5 to hit both of these. We can go queen h4. And if g3, we could take it. And also queen e7. So I feel like we have just a great selection here. Check. We'll see how comfortable he is playing this move, knowing that this is around the corner. I'm also one move away from castling, so that's reassuring. Okay, so he's going here. I'm definitely not going to go knight f2. There's queen e1. If d3, I think there are some interesting options. I feel like if the knight moves to the wrong square, bishop g4 is going to win. I mean, how do you say no to this move? I agree, but I'm actually going to play the move d6 first because I think he's really interested in this. And that actually walks in to knight g3 in general. So now I'll put the queen in. He has to come up here, and I'm thankful that my pawn's on d6 so that maybe I could play either bishop f5 or knight c5 and it's protected. So let's see. How can we possibly deliver a mate here? I think bishop f5 is a fantastic move, but I'll go here for now. Oh, he went to the, I guess technically the more annoying square. Let's castle. Let's castle. I think we could, we can almost do the, maybe we can do this one. The old, like, pre-move rook e8 trick, right? Where it looks like you're hanging your queen. Pre-move it, so they're like, oh, he definitely hung his queen. And you made it. We'll flip the board here, and we'll just double-check the line. I think it's good to double-check every line that you get. d4, d5, d takes c6, only move given, and understandably so. Any other move, clearly you're not in danger. You just take the bishop and save your knight. So that makes sense. That makes sense. Bishop e3. Now, I'm still going to look with the engine just for a sec here because I'm curious, what is the best continuation? Takes, takes. I decided to go here. Obviously, it makes more sense to leave the knight in the middle, but I wanted to let my queen go out to these squares on knight takes e5. So knight e7 was actually better. And let's see, after knight takes here, what is it? Knight f5? Castles? Looks like castles is nice and simple. Bishop d3, let's say. Knight takes d5. Wow. Fancy, fancy. And yeah, queen d3 is not going to be much help there. Okay, definitely going to go with the move d4. We see e6 and g6, so we can safely assume that our opponent's not really doing that much here. We're just going to take the center. Definitely anticipating some kind of hippo setup. So let's just play like this. I'm immediately going to go for h4, h5 here. If knight f6, I would have kicked it with e5 and then played h5. This is the most annoying thing that I think the hippo can possibly deal with. Knight here, we can drop back to h4. And we are supported here, so we're not worried about that. Bishop g5 and e5 is a big-time threat. And we're just going to play bishop d3, queen e2. Get this bishop out, long castle. Oh, so he wants to go here. I see what you're up to. Going for the old reroute there. I think if we just lend some support here, then this move is not so serious. And bishop b4 is not very serious either. Although here and rook takes is possible, once again, I think we're not going to get caught up in that stuff. Let's just support this pawn. If knight takes, I think we can take it. Rook g8. Okay, I admit, now you got me thinking about it. He's also hitting this pawn, so to be honest, g3 is, I think, just going to be one of the best moves because your pawn is still weak, right? I can take your pawn. Now you can't take mine. And believe me, bishop d2, castle. That's all I want. If I can get that, rook slides over to h1. My opponent is in serious trouble. And when you're in trouble, that's not the time to open up the position. No, no, no. Bishop g5. Threatening all sorts of trouble here. Knight c6 holds it together, but only briefly. d5 hits the knight and wins material. Knight d5 adds pressure and probably wins material. Bishop f5 hits this and probably wins material. I mean, it's looking rough out here. You can sack the rook here, but sort of just prolonging things rather than actually alleviating. Hey, not a bad idea, but after you play knight takes d4, don't forget you're getting mated here in one move. That's checkmate. Did you know that? Did you know that? Nobody tell him. Oh, he figured it out. That's a star-studded move there. King f8. I like it. I like it. You told him? God damn it. It was you, wasn't it? Hmm. You'd like to think that there's something out there for the people. You know, you'd like to think that somewhere out there exists a good-looking sack. I'm not sure where it is, but I'm looking for it too. Trying to find it. I'm risking it all here. Oh! Oh! There we go. For the fans. Okay, we got d4. Are we going to get c4 for the Budapest? No. Wow, this is a really common opening. Takes, and we'll go ahead and take that back. And I'm going to take with the e-pawn here. We'll see what we can do with this position. c4, I will just take it. Okay, let's get castled. He's playing pretty controlled as well. Let's play f5, so a little bit of a stonewall type of position here. But remember, if white plays like knight c3, we play c6, and we're very happy. So yes, white kind of needs to play c4. And playing bishop e2 and then recapturing, that's not the way white wanted to do that. Not a bad position, but not the way he wanted that to go down. He could have played c4 with the bishop on f1 and saved a whole move there. Knight c3 will almost certainly happen, and then we need to play one of these moves to stop knight b5. Trying to decide which one I want to go for, and I'm leaning towards a6 at the moment, just because c6 maybe he wants to pry things open with d5 in general, so We'll play g6, queen e7, rook e8, maybe king g7, these sorts of moves. Yeah, a4, it's a good move. Strengthen everything here. It's a really solid structure. Really solid. Here, then maybe I have to deal with knight g5. So I'm probably either going to swing my knight into e4 or immediately go with queen e7. So I think I'll start with the queen. Knight d5 can be played. That's fine with me. Trying to take care of the move e4. And yeah, he really wants to play it. So now I think might be the moment where I want to play this move. Because now he can really play e4. And honestly, after e4, it's not even that bad. But all right, we're going to hop our knight in there, just like the stone wall. He decides to take it with the worst possible piece. And this is a free piece. And this game should be over. Knight e5, pretty good try. Pretty good try. If we take, knight takes, yeah, you can get a pawn out of it. I'm going to take here, and on bishop takes, I'm going to play bishop takes h2, queen e4. This way, we'll take that. Can go rook d8, but I'm not in the business of complicating things when I've got a win sitting in front of me. Bishop out. This one's protected. We're also hitting that pawn on b2, which he's just gone and defended. Okay. Gaining time on the queen. Probably we'll see queen c2. Queen c3, I'm happy to trade. Queen e2. All is fine. Let's defend our c-pawn so that our queen can actually move now. So it's not tied down. And then queen d6, I'm looking at queen here, trades. You should be a full-time trader when you're up material. If you can, trade pieces. Rook c1, and he's not getting mated. Now we can pick up this pawn. Again, looking to trade all the time if I can. Okay, I'm not seeing a threat, so I'll take here. Okay, he's just going to resign. Yeah, there's not much going on. I just have a clear X for bishop, and he's had enough. He's had enough. He's throwing in the towel. This seems like a really popular opening. Wow, I have seen this so much. What's the deal, guys? Is there some new stuff about the Trumpovsky? Everybody's playing it against me. It's the main opening by far. e4. Well, we know how to handle this. We're going to go e5, and we have a dirty Vienna player. That's right, a dirty Vienna player. Let's play knight f6 and fall into it. He doesn't play f4. This is the first guy that hasn't played it. Amazing. He's actually transposed back into the 4 knights. The restraint shown by this guy to not play f4. Maybe he heard me. To not play f4. Okay, bishop b5. We're going to go copycat. Bishop here. So he takes. We're going to take back this way, I do believe. And then knight takes e5. We've actually seen this line before. Queen e7. Right? And this knight's going to retreat probably to d3 to hit our bishop. Okay, he doesn't, which is actually a good thing for us. Because now we can take, and this is in a pin. So let's grab this. Also, f6 is looming. He should castle. That makes the most sense. And not going to lie, it's a little frightening to take this, but I think we have to just, muster up the courage and just take it. Just do it. Just go in head first. I'm not going to lie. I'm a little scared. I don't feel that this is the right thing to do. I'm going to be completely honest with you. But in honor of Yasser, we have to just jump in. Bishop takes, rook there, and now we have to sit here and get ourselves out of this predicament. Okay. F6, queen h5. That doesn't look wrong. Or that doesn't look wrong. That doesn't look right. Let's clasp our hands together and hope for the best. Okay, bishop b2. Not exactly what I was expecting. I'll bite. Bishop takes. I'll bite. I think it is time for f6. This knight simply needs to be removed. No other way to say it. And this pressure is really annoying, so I want to play b6 as soon as possible. So b6, just so my bishop can actually move. We'll for sure see rook e1. Queen a3 to hunt another pawn is very tempting, but I'm going to keep it slightly more safe, controlled, and just go queen d6. I want to focus on developing my pieces here. Bishop to g4, nice little pin. h3, takes, queen takes d4, maybe. All right, c5. Who sees it? This is going to be the oops, I fell for it variation. Oops, I fell for it. Okay. This one also looks pretty good. To be honest, I think this one is better if you want to take. And this one is better overall, but it's connected with bishop back to d7. Very strange move. I need to defend this pawn with the bishop, and that will be permanently watched. So even though this move is so tempting, because we took this way, we actually need to defend with our bishop. Now white has no threats, and the rooks shift to the A file really nicely as our king makes it to the center. And he's going to just go ahead and hand me the d-pawn, which I will happily take. He goes here. Now, naturally, we're going to go here because I'm a cheapo machine and I want to take your knight. What else? I'm full of cheapos. That's all I want to do. I'm a simple guy. I got simple needs. I'm just a cheap trick player. Taking all your stuff. Oh, good energy. I think he found the best move there. King takes would have got mated, so I give him some credit. All right, let's just ensure our king can hide from checks, and then time to bring in the cavalry. Here come the rooks. I'm still thinking because maybe, yeah, let's do this so he can't escape. Let's really start to box him in. Rook f3 will take it. Let's go here. I'm coming to mate you, buddy. And if you move that g-pawn, I'm going back to f2. GG. GG. Don't even need the h1 square. You made it to the end of yet another episode. I hope that this was really informative, letting you guys know how to study chess, how to improve at it, and how to use Chessable as a tool to help do so. At the end of the day, I think it's one of the best ways that you can learn openings, and I think that this series is a pretty good example of that. So if you liked those courses that I was working through, or if you wanted to pick up different ones more specific to your repertoire, make sure to use chessable.com/chessbrah if you're going to upgrade to a pro membership. That's all from me, and we'll see you in the next episode.